Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 14 of Disney with the Ducks. I am your host today, Jeff. I'm here with my better half, Carly. We got Jodie, Kevin, and Lonnie. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hello.
Just so you're aware, the behind-the-scenes stuff, we are recording this on Cinco de Mayo. So there may or may not have been some partaking of festivities throughout the course of the day. So we'll see how this one plays out here.
Not me, but if anybody wants to send me chips and salsa in the mail, I am all for it.
You can't prove what I had, so.
You still have some right here. Yep. I think we can prove it.
Oh, hey.
I was just kidding.
So I think today we're going to dive into an episode talking about our dream jobs at Disney. Here a couple weeks ago, we put a post out in the group that said about when you're just sitting at your job, you're sitting at your desk fantasizing about retiring, money's no object, and you want to work in Disney World. What do you want to do? You know, this is just something you want to do for fun, your career to pass the time during retirement phases. You don't care about the money. What would make you happy doing the job at Disney?
I don't know if you guys have these conversations, but every time we go to Disney, we'll walk around and I'll find someone that's doing something cool. When my daughter was little, it used to be the bubble blowers. And I would be like, that is the job I want. Like, how amazing. So, and I do that with like 100 of them every time we're down there. I think I could take any job and be happy because it's Disney in Florida and warm and palm trees. But we're going to look at all of our viewers' dream jobs.
Yep. So I think we're going to start by going through each of ours that we have. And then we're going to just kind of go around the horn, reading some of the ones that our listeners and everybody who participated in our Facebook group decide to throw out there and kind of discuss that a little bit. And hopefully this episode will keep you thinking about what you want to do when you retire to Florida and work at Disney.
Or get you through those days at work that just suck so bad.
That too.
Or that too.
Yes.
I call that Monday.
So I think if my retirement plans would be to be a plaid.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
What a plaid is too.
A plaid is the VIP tour people. The plaids do a lot of things, but the plaid I would want to be is the VIP tour givers. I think it'd be fun to walk around, taking families from ride to ride, front line access, telling some of the histories and the stories behind the attractions, going behind the scenes, just tell them a lot of the.
You just want to feel special, important.
I'm special already.
Don't the men wear the plaid little
right? And the costumes are great. The costumes are fantastic. Get the little bow tie going on. I think that'd be fantastic. So that would be my dream job, is just to be one of the tour guides to walk around. Just people pay a lot of money for those, and just being able to give them the best experience they could have, bringing magic to them and sharing some Disney knowledge and everything that I've got to know. So what about you?
I don't think this is a surprise for anybody. But my dream job is to be a bird at Magic Kingdom. And that sounds weird. Yes, sorry. Animal Kingdom is first choice. So my first choice would be Kevin. And I have this completely worked out. So Kevin, the bird from Up, not our Ducks host. Although, you know, if I can't or Kevin, I would like to be Kevin B. But I think it is the most absolute amazing job because all you do is walk around the parks. People think that you're the coolest thing ever. I don't have to do my hair. I don't have to do my makeup. I don't have to wear cute clothes. I walk around the park and I can squawk at people and they think that I'm being all cute and nice. And really, my squawking is a bunch of expletives in birds. So I can't think of a better way to get out all the years of pent up aggression than like squawking at people in a park with my pajamas and my hair up in a messy bun and no makeup on. Backup plan, because I'm not sure that I'm tall enough to be Kevin. I am short enough to be Donald, and same rules apply. I can go to, you know, Chef Mickey in the Contemporary, nice air conditioning, and act like a jerk, and everybody just thinks it's completely normal.
Me and Donald went rounds there before.
I know, and I would love to treat you the way Donald treated you on a regular basis, and people, you know, love it. So,
what about you, Jody? What would be your dream job?
So my dream job is not a current job at Disney. It's a made-up job that I'm coming up with. But in my real life right now, I work with clients and talk to them about surprise and delight gifts. So when they work with their clients and they're trying to make sure they keep their clients on their books, I'm like, everybody expects something on their birthday or maybe at the holidays. When can we do a surprise and delight, and what can that look like? So I want to be the surprise and delight specialist. But I don't want to give it necessarily to Disney guests. I want to give it to Disney cast members because I think the cast members get abused by some Disney guests. And I'm using that term nicely. So I want to just sit back and observe. And when I see a Disney cast member doing something that is above and beyond and spectacular, or maybe they're just doing their job. They're just cleaning the toilet or collecting the garbage or doing whatever that is. I want to be the surprise and delight specialist, and I want to go do something for them. What that something is, I haven't quite worked out yet. That's the part of the job description that we have to kind of work through. But that's my job.
Oh, I love that.
So you would be like the year of a million dreams person.
I am like the year of a million dreams specialist. Yes, just me. But I don't want them to know who I am. So there's got to be disguise involved because I don't want to be like, hey,
can you wear a mustache?
Here's that lady.
As Kevin. Yes, I can follow you around.
Yes. Kevin, Carly, as Kevin can follow me around. She can squawk and see how they react to that. And then, so that's my dream job is to randomly. It's kind of like when someone in front of you at Starbucks buys your drink, and you're in line at the drive-thru, and you're so delighted by that. That's what I want to do. But I want to do it for the cast members because I think they deserve it. So
okay, I just have to say for a minute, like you do that at Starbucks, like. Man, you better get out your bank account.
Yeah. Like, I'm happy to do that for us. Did you not hear it? Like when people do that, I didn't. So that's my dream job.
That's awesome. That's great. Love it.
What about you, Kevin? What do you got in store?
All right, so big surprise on this one, but basically almost the same job I have now, but for Disney. So I want to be a civil engineer with Disney Imagineering. I want to be involved with the cool projects, particularly the transportation. I've always been a fan of the Disney's innovative transportation. And actually a neat story, I interviewed for a planning position with Disney in 2016 and got a job offer, but it didn't work out, but it was there. It was kind of entry level. If it had been a few years, more like a director spot, I would have taken it for sure. But I will say this is, talking about dream jobs and everything. One of the coolest things about it is their interview process. I don't know if any of y'all have been part of that, but in 2016, I went and interviewed with a bunch of different companies looking for a new position. And I said, what the heck, I'll try Disney, and reached out, and I found a position, went for it, and it would have worked out if it was just a little bit later. But some of the questions they ask is really entertaining. It was probably one of the best interviews I've ever been a part of. It was actually a lot of fun. They asked me questions about the parks, asked me my favorite character and why. It was almost like being on this podcast. So
you're not getting paid for this, Kevin.
I understand. But yeah, it was pretty fun, and kind of using my skills to do some innovative things at Disney, and that's been my dream, and ever since I was a kid, really. So, and before moving on, I promised both of my kids that I would tell everybody theirs. So, Alexander, my 8-year-old, he wants to be a stormtrooper in Galaxy's Edge, and my youngest Benjamin, who's 7, wants to be Mickey Mouse in Magic Kingdom. So he wants to give kids hugs and teach them about Mickey and watch their faces when they actually see Mickey for the first time. So I promised him I would say.
It's awesome.
All right, Lonnie, how about you?
I really struggled on this one. I really did, because I was going over all the things that I say I would like to do this, I would like to do that. But to Jodie's point, I don't have the time or the inclination to put up with rude guests. So I have to do something that I'm not in front of that many people, or if they're around me, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm entertaining them in a certain way, right? So I landed on being a jungle cruise skipper. Get on the boat,
Nice.
tell some jokes, make people laugh, and then I get off the boat. That's my thing, right? Because all the other jobs out there, I thought about stuff in Galaxy's Edge, but man, people are people. So I just need to do something I can just entertain myself at the same time, and then have short bursts of people, different people.
And
I think I can do that. So I'm
snarky
going to
with
be a jungle cruise skipper.
Yeah.
You can be snarky with them and it doesn't even matter then.
Exactly. It's kind of like Kevin, but like you could be walking around saying "squawk you," but they would think it's they'd be like, "Look at Kevin laughed at me." It's not that, right? Something like that. I could restart, and they expect it. So
can we just make sure that we use your microphone and your headphones that you have on now, so we can actually understand what you're saying when you're on the boat?
The ones on the Jungle Cruise suck.
Oh, a lot of times I'm sure there was a joke the last 10 minutes, but I can't understand what they're saying. So as long as you're there, Lonnie G, with that mic and those earbuds, we're good to go.
I'm there.
All right. You're hired.
So let's work on down through the list then. So I'll start with Jen Bachman said that she wants to be one of the safari drivers. So I'm guessing she means over in Animal Kingdom. And then she later came up with Tinkerbell. So flying Tinkerbell during the fireworks.
Oh my gosh.
So that would be her second one. I don't think that I would go for the flying Tinkerbell.
I totally would. Everybody looks up at you in awe.
I worry about the sag and the zip line as I'm trying to go down through the Tinkerbell thing.
Well, we had another listener who's a male and said I would definitely test the lion and leotard, and I feel like that applies to many of us. Tink has to be like super itty bitty tiny. The heights, I'm instantly out. Like
I don't know. Those zip lines are pretty strong. I think it could hold any of us.
I would be the Tinkerbell that gets halfway through and just kind of like they're saying Captain Hook's out to pull me in the rest of the way.
All the magic is gone. Kids like, but she's just stuck in one spot.
Spinning around in circles.
New story.
Is that a wedgie?
Look away, kids. Look away.
Now, see, I'll be the dad. Like, look, don't turn away. Look, you got to know your potential. Look, what happened? You know your limitations. That would happen if you don't. You want to get stuck there?
Oh my gosh. Oh my. All right. Next we have James Rothstein, and I love his ideas. He wants to be a bartender, and he named Nomad Lounge, the Dawa Bar, or Geyser Point. And I think that works out perfectly for James because we've said this before, but he carves these amazing flight boards for homecoming, and he's got a business. It's called Dreaming Tree MN. Check him out on Instagram. But I think that bartending job would be perfect for him. And I love the drinks at Geyser Point. Like, side note, but super important, they have one that's called on the secret menu Blue Wilderness, and it is amazing.
I have never been to Geyser Point.
Oh, it's fantastic. It is so cool.
Kick me off the podcast. I know.
Right? You have
now,
one.
There's an order to the kicking off the podcast. We're all focused on Gene first, and then we move up the line.
And if you notice, Gene is not here, so
yeah. And go back to James. I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram. You guys should follow him if you haven't. But he had this the bumblebee kind of boards that he's making with yellow pieces in it.
Cutting boards.
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
really cool.
It's all amazing.
That's cool.
All right, Kevin, you want to take care of Ray?
Jodie's up.
Oh, sorry, Jodie. Oh, sorry.
Me. That's okay.
I'm
I feel
sorry.
the love. I feel the love, Jeff. So Ray is on Team Lonnie and wants to do Jungle Cruise because you get to tell those jokes and repeat it every 20 minutes. So that's his dream job, to repeat the same funny jokes every 20 minutes. So, sounding like that too. But he said also, if that's not a good one, that Anywhere in Galaxy's Edge would be his second choice. Smart man.
If anybody knows Ray, he's been practicing his dad jokes for years. He's got these down pat.
He's got the best ones. Yeah. He's the master.
All right. Kevin, it's
all right, so the next one is from John Cruz. For years, he thought PhotoPass photographer, but then did Savi's workshop and now wants to lead the lightsaber building ceremony. That's a great one. I love that. That was one of my favorite things at Disney, and that's a very good idea. I didn't even think about that one. So,
and if you know John Cruz, I feel like he would be perfect for that, because when we did Savi's, it was the cast member was very dynamic, and you could just feel the excitement that she had for her job, and she was just very into it, and it seemed like a very sacred ceremony that we were all embarking on, and it was just great. She really got you into the moment, and I feel like John Cruz has that coaching, teaching background, so he could really like motivate and inspire people in their lightsaber building.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, wow, that's sure. I want him to get a job there now. Have you fired up for him to get there?
He's amazing.
So Caleb Roby wants to be one of the launch boat skippers. He loves the boats in particular. So the
launch boat.
Which launch boat is it? The ferries or the small ones that are going down the Saskagoola? I guess I'm not real sure which ones he's talking about.
But I mean, they're all kind of the same, right? Like, I feel like the launch boats are all the smaller boats.
The little ones that go from
or the ones that go from one side of Epcot to the other. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the people who have to go from one side of Epcot to the other have the most boring job all day. Like, don't you just want to yell at the people and be like, walk? It's like less than half a mile. Just keep going in a circle. You'll get to the other side.
I did it on marathon weekend just because.
Okay, well that's
special. Hold on, because I've never done it before, and Tim was doing this conference call, and I thought, why not? I'm gonna sit here in this line. I shouldn't be on my feet anyway, so I took it on marathon weekend, and it was very lovely. And those skippers were very nice.
How did they go around and navigate through all the stuff in the water at Epcot?
Yeah,
it used to be a lot easier.
Oh, Ursula's arms.
Yeah, Ursula's arms. How did they navigate through that?
Did
you guys have to like turn to the side and turn and keep going?
Right.
I get this job has gotten a lot more exciting since they added Ursula arms on. Where about before now you have to do some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of the harmonious barges, Kevin, when you get your job down there, that's your first order of business is oust those barges, sink those babies, blow them up, something.
With reckless abandon.
They're really missing out. If they had it where they would like rise out the water,
right,
and then do it, and after it done, it sinks back in. That'll be a good feat of engineering. To do that, I think I'll be fired up just to go watch it.
Kind of I have to study up on my hydraulics, but I'll get
arms.
It.
Yes.
Submarine with arms.
Got it.
All right. Rick Forbes is up next, and he says concierge at a resort. I feel like I should have asked a follow-up question to Rick because I would love to know what resort. Like, any thoughts on what resort would be the best to be a concierge at?
Rick's
not Grand Florida. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I say Rick's better than me. That concierge kind of gets you.
Most people, I feel, though, well, maybe not. I was going to say all of my experiences with concierge, they've been fantastic and have went above and beyond. So I don't know how anybody could be mad at them. But I feel that way about most cast members, and I've watched several get a talking to. But did you say not Grand Floridian, Jodie?
Because people
Yeah,
there already think that
agree.
they serve like everything. And so when you're concierge, because everything on top of everything isn't enough, so they'd expect
I want a
everyone to be
helicopter.
everything. Yeah, they want a helicopter. They want those Ursula arms to go down under the water tonight.
Right?
So
That
Like
person-
Lonnie.
make it happen.
I'm that person now. I apologize. We lost all our Grand Floridian concierge
DVC owners,
Sorry.
right?
Oh my
They're
God.
all
DVC
angry.
owners, all 2 of them. Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what would match Rick Forbes' personality.
Animal Kingdom.
You think?
Yeah.
Because he's wild. Rick, I just called you wild. You're welcome. All right.
Well,
Jody, who's up next?
Next was Carly, but we already know Kevin. So we're going to move on to the next one, which is Julie. And yay, we just saw Julie this past weekend. And she's a smart woman, wants to work at the confectionery on Main Street with all those yummy treats. Now, she's brilliant for that. If I would choose to be at the confectionery on Main Street, you would have to get me a double wide chair because I would eat all the food and all one bite and all one sitting. And I'd get fired because I would eat my entire paycheck plus the next 3 paychecks in one sitting. So that's where she would like to be, though. And she said also she'd want to be one of the cast members that stand on Main Street first thing in the morning with Mickey hands and wave. And I think they're so fun. Those big Mickey hands, they wave to all the guests. And that's a fun job. A lot of people ignore them, and I love them. I always go and say good morning to them. So yeah, that's awesome. Good choices, Julie.
And you're getting people fresh in the morning.
Before they're cranky.
They're exactly. As long as they've had their coffee, they're good.
Yes. All
Kevin?
right.
The confectionery would be an awesome job, I tell you, but I would probably get fired too. They'd be escorting me out. I'll be leaving out with like double-fisted treats. I'll be yelling back at them, I regret nothing. He's walking out.
Here's an apple. Here's a caramel apple for me and a caramel apple for you.
I deserve this treat.
I wonder though that like, okay, so the confectionery has that overpowering sugar smell. And I'm just curious if anybody that works there gets like headaches just from sniffing the same smell all day long. I don't think I would. I feel like I could lick the air and still
Not a
be
problem.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just line me up. I can handle it.
I'll be snorting the air in there. Yeah, we need to cut that out because
Oh no, that stays. All right, Kevin, who's next?
All right. So I got Mr. Tony Frock, and Tony's a great guy. His dream job is a minivan driver. So I think that knowing Tony, I think he would do a great job at that. That he is like the perfect one for that because he can talk to anybody. He's friends with everybody. He's never met a stranger. That would be kind of a tough one if you take people back to the airport, but taking people around might not be so bad. You know, taking people on their first Disney trip from the airport. I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Oh
I'm sure you'd hear lots of fun stories.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys done the minivan service before?
I've never done it.
Oh my gosh, hands down, like I don't care how much money I have to pay for it. It is
I do a little bit.
Yes. It is the best way to start your vacation. They are over the top nice. I don't know how, but every driver that we've had just kind of knows how much to talk and how much to just let you do your thing. And I feel like you don't get that with some other services. The drivers talk too much and you just feel overwhelmed and you want to, enjoy with your family, or they don't talk to you at all and make you feel super uncomfortable. But it was excellent service. They were right there when we got off the escalator. They had a sign with your name on it that makes you feel super important. And then they help you with your bags and you just walk right out the door from baggage claim. Like,
No, you got to go up and over.
Oh, okay, whatever. But you just walk right out. They're parked right there. They've got snacks in there. They've got
The little GR chocolates are in there,
right.
bottles of water.
Bottles of
Oh,
water
man.
top. I mean, you feel like you are an all-star, superstar, awesome person. Plus, you're in that cute little minivan. But even on the way back, like we had the same driver who took us back. And so it was like she wanted to know how our trip went. And it made it feel like, okay, this is kind of like family. So I think that job is excellent.
Well, what I think is interesting is Jackie said that's her worst nightmare of a job. And I'd like to know why, Jackie. Why do you think that's the worst nightmare of a job?
And are they transporting from the airport now? Or
I don't
bring
think
that
yet.
back or not yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully by this fall. So
See, Carly had me fired up to try it, but they're not going.
Oh my gosh. As soon as it is, you should. And I have the name of our driver. She was amazing.
hopefully she gets called back for it.
Yes, hopefully.
So,
Otherwise, I'm boycotting.
all right. Up next on the list is Mark Hargreaves. He says performing in one of the musicals, or slightly more realistically, one of the buskers at Disney Springs.
What is a busker?
That was my question. So my follow-up was, what is a busker? That was a new one for me. And apparently a busker is the general term for a musician playing on the street or a subway station. There's a connotation that's done to earn money, the open suitcase in front of them. But he's just thinking the guy who plays the guitar usually plays folk, country, pop music outside the Dockyard Margaritas.
Ooh.
So
I bet Gene would know what that was before you had to do some research.
yes.
But he's not here
Anymore.
No. Now, so what about the person that plays the piano and it moves around?
Oh, Bob.
No,
the
strolling piano.
It's the mobile piano that sometimes she's at Disney Springs. I saw on the boardwalk. She's just on there playing, and it just moves from.
Wasn't she at the marathon?
Yeah, she was at the marathon on the boardwalk.
Oh, she was. She sure was.
Yeah,
that's really a cool gig.
Does that count as a busker then?
I don't know.
A mobile musician?
Do you have to have a guitar? I mean, she didn't have anything in front of her looking for money. I don't know.
Charlie, do you want to read
Bill Mitchell. Bill wants to be a customer satisfaction specialist, or CSS. He wants to be able to be free to roam the park, pick up litter as needed, chat with guests, sprinkle a little magic here and there, check in with cast members to see if he can assist them, etc. So he just wants to flit from place to place and do all of the fun things that a CSS does.
So the frontline version of Jodie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, in disguise.
With a mustache.
Bill, if you're going to work with Jodie, you have to have a mustache.
Yeah, that's the rule. All right, technically I'm next, but because it's Star Wars related, I'm going to let Kevin take it because those are words that he's better at saying. So go ahead, Kevin, take the next one.
All right, so Johnny Jamerson wants to be a first order interrogation officer. So on Rise of Resistance, I don't want to spoil it if people haven't seen it, but you do get kind of interrogated when you get boarded, and they can be a little bit rude sometimes. And if you're with somebody that likes to throw you under the bus, Julie, I'll throw you out there. She kind of threw me to the officers and got me interrogated the last time we rode together. So, but that would be a pretty fun job. It's very interesting. So the cast members that play those characters are really, really good. They stay in character. And they'll talk back and back with you, back and forth a lot, and it's a lot of fun. So
again, it's one of those jobs where being rude is what's expected, and people love it. And you can really just there were a few times Jeff got picked on, and I thought, that's so accurate, and you don't know it.
There's a couple of jobs at Disney where you can almost be rude, like 50s prime time, telling people to get their elbows off the table. And what's the restaurant at
Whispering Canyon?
Whispering Canyon, where you could kind of get away. So, if that's your personality, if you can read the table, though, and decide that they can handle it. I don't know that everybody can handle it, but
right,
you could probably get away with it at a couple places.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Jodie, we'll throw it back to you then.
All right, so it's not Star Wars related, so I'm allowed to talk about it. So Craig Pimpin said that he'd like to be a boat captain on the Saskagoola River, which I think would be super awesome. So that goes from where? French Quarter over to Disney Springs.
Disney Springs.
So yeah, that would be that. You would beignets to more food. I mean, what's not to love, right?
I can't remember. Are those boats air conditioned, or are they open boats like the ones at Poly? That would be my only complaint, because I think the rest of it's beautiful. Like, you've got a lot of shade for the most part. So out of all of them, I think Craig has picked the best, but I would have to know if it was air conditioned first. Although here I am talking about like walking around in a giant bird costume, but you know.
All right.
Up next is Jackie Hartley. She follows me in the line of wanting to be a plaid or a bartender at Trader Sam's. And from the little I know of Jackie, from meeting her just for the first time here last weekend, I think she would do great at either one of those. So.
All right.
Yeah, Jackie's awesome. And I think she would do really good in Trader Sam's, because, you know, just bringing out the drinks and squirting the water and everything, and just, you know, really interacting with people. I think it'd be good.
She and her full marathon posted that she had the beer, the tequila, the bacon that apparently Jeff did not have.
We didn't have bacon.
So, you know, she's doing that in a full marathon. She's ready to pour off those drinks at Trader Sam's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me started on the bacon, Jody.
I know.
Me either.
Wait, what happened with the bacon?
We
My
were
husband
planning-
died.
The side note with the bacon, we're gonna talk about later.
Tim told us that on the half marathon at the Flying Pig, when you got to the top of the horrible hill, there's
Oh, it's a
gonna be
mountain. It's not a hill, it's a mountain.
bacon. So after a 5-mile climb of like 500 or 600 feet of elevation gain,
It was Everest.
then
Right.
we got to the top, and I kept going, Julie, where's the bacon? It's coming up. Tim promised me there's bacon. And she goes, Tim lied to you. There's no bacon on the half. It's only on the full. I was
Tim is
Yep.
awesome. We know he motivated you to get to the top of the hill.
That didn't
Right.
work.
No, I'm sorry, I tried.
You got there. You were just angry. All right. Christina T says she wants to be a photographer, but not a PhotoPass photographer. She wants to be one of the photographers that does the promo pics and videos, which is interesting. I think that would be super fun. Or she's got a backup plan, physical therapist for cast members. Those performers need PT for injuries, so I feel like they should have one on staff. I think that's a great plan, especially I've never seen the Tumble Monkeys, but I've heard about their performances. So, you know, I bet they do need some good physical therapy.
Well, even the performers down in the Main Street Parade, I mean, they're moving and dancing and shaking and all that stuff. Or that's a lot. I
Yes.
want some PT after all, just watching it.
Right?
Go in my spot and to watch the parade, boxing out everybody else if they don't take my spot. I need some physical therapy after that.
Right?
I mean, they jumping around, they might pull a hamstring. I mean, you know, you need some PT.
Yes.
Absolutely.
More on Christina's side here for sure.
All right. Chris Walker said he wants to be a bus lot attendant, and here's why. Because on his honeymoon back in 1996, they were on a tram back to their car, and he saw an old guy sleep in the air-conditioned booth, and he knew right then and there that was his dream job. Air conditioning in Florida, ding and ding, you win.
And
Absolutely.
sleeping.
Yes.
Hartley's
Yes.
gonna apply for that job. She's like, I think I got a new job.
Got a
There
new
you go.
job. There you go. Get to sleep in the air conditioning. Perfect. All right,
All right,
Kevin.
Kevin.
All right, so Stacy Mosley said Cinderella, but at this point in life, I might be better suited for Cruella de Vil.
We all have days like that, Stacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Stacy, you could always be, you know, the wicked stepmother. Again, a job where you get to be rude and no one cares. They all think it's hilarious.
Or you could be, you know, Cinderella in the morning when you've had your coffee and you've had a nice morning. And then when you're tired of people, you could turn into Cruella at night. So
There you
a
go.
little bit of both.
I like that. Split personality.
So up next is Scott Ager. Scott would want to be working with the horses at the ranch, driving the carriages around Port Orleans or the hay wagon around the campgrounds, which would, again, be perfect for Scott. He does training for horses regularly for the tracks and things like that. So anything with the equines would be great for him. You see that vocabulary word there? I went with equine versus the horses. So
Equine.
Good job, Jeff. Good
AP
job.
exam test question right there.
Right? Gene thesaurusing him words. I see the text popping up. All right, Mike Bankhead is next. And he says he wants to be a greeter at Beach Club, which is so perfect for him because if you are not a member of the Lizard Running Club, BOGP Lizards, then you probably don't know this, but everybody refers to Mike Bankhead as captain. And so that would be super perfect for him to be the captain greeting everyone at the doors of the Beach Club. Love it.
Perfect for him.
Absolutely.
Good job for captain. All right. Jenny said that she wants to be an Imagineer in charge of the decorating of new attractions. And she remember watching a documentary with Joe Rohde with his big earring at Expedition Everest. And he talked about the team going to Asia and buying artifacts for the ride, which is super cool. And I don't know if anyone saw the documentary on the movie Luca that they just did. They went to Italy and did all this really cool research. It's on Disney Plus, which I'm sure you all have a subscription. We're not sponsored by Disney Plus, by the way. If you want to sponsor us, Disney Plus, we're here for you. But yeah, so I think that'd be really cool. A lot of that, it was really interesting to me to see how much background and how much research they do to get things right. So that was just for a film. I can't imagine for Expedition Everest going to Asia and making sure that that was all correct. But pretty cool idea there, Jenny. Absolutely, that's awesome. And check out that Luca short film on how they made Luca, because that was pretty cool.
I thought it was funny that Jenny was so influential that Jen Bachman was like, "Oh wait, this is a better answer. I'm switching." So she went from flying Tinkerbell and Safari Driver to no, I want to buy things too.
Disney
I wonder where they went for Encanto to do research.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Columbia, right?
Columbia, yes.
That's where they're based.
Yeah, and they did. There's a whole, all these behind the scenes stories are pretty cool. I actually heard that one on NPR. They did an interview about filming of Encanto and how it was finding the right. It was really interesting. So
okay, I think I need to switch jobs now. I'm giving up the skipper job and I'm going for that.
You're going for that job. You want to be a professional shopper now too?
I'll just travel with them and just hold their bags while they
be their pack mule.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, can I decide the next movie so I can go on the expedition, search it all out ahead of time too, and just see all the lands. And
the next one's going to be filmed in Tahiti, and it will take 6 years to get this down.
My luck, I'd sign up and we'd go to Antarctica to film more penguin movies.
I'm okay with that.
We're going to go to Naboo. Kevin, so they're going to send us.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Definitely.
There you go.
All right. So next one is from one of our own, John Kroll, one of our own hosts. He wants to be a golf course starter on a Disney golf course. Just hang out, chatting with golfers. Free golf, of course. Living in Florida. He says it sounds amazing. So I think John would do great at that. He would be a great golf course starter for sure.
I'm sure that concrete block walls. So yeah.
I'm sure that hashtag Scotty G would like to join him on that golf course.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, too. The two of them would be quite happy with that.
So next up is Donna, and she says for her vertically challenged self, she's Minnie Mouse sized. She says, or put her at the turnstiles so she can say hello to all the guests that tap the magic pins on the way through. So
nice. Or you could be Donald. I hear you have to be short to be Donald. So
or Daisy.
Or Daisy, yes.
Let's not forget
all right. Liz Hansen says probably something medical related, as she is a paramedic, or leading group fitness classes or personal training at Disney. Same thing she does now, just a different and fun environment. And there are so many jobs at Disney that can fall into those categories. I think she'd be perfect. Run Disney like race director.
Yoga in front of the castle. She can do that.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. Oh, that's sold out. I want to do yoga in front of the castle though. Right. Can't they have that every Sunday morning just for normal people every Sunday? No.
We could start a duck yoga.
How fun would that? Instead of goat yoga, we could have duck yoga.
Right? Jeff will lead it.
Did you say Yoda? Yoda?
Duck Yoda. That sounds fantastic, Kevin.
That sounds like fun. Sign me up.
Instead of downward dog, you do downward duck.
Dipti says that she wants to be a guide for one of the tours, an Imagineer, or a tower bellhop.
Oh, like Tower of Terror bellhop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
Ugh.
fun.
Didn't she?
I don't think I could
wasn't she
handle
in
that.
the tower? Wasn't she a bellhop costume for one of the races?
She
this year?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I think the
remember,
half marathon.
I think that was one of her costumes.
Yeah, she was
So.
Jack Skeleton for one.
I could be wrong.
Cruella de
She's
Vil.
Cruella
I think she was that for the
10K maybe.
I know
We're
when
gonna
we
have to
ran
send Vicky a
and
message
she
and
ran
ask.
up with us, and she met us at the Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
No
I think that
doubt.
was a 10K that she was actually a bellhop.
You think? I don't know.
I
We're
could be
gonna
wrong.
have to. We're gonna have to send a message.
I might
to
be making
Vicky.
stuff up. I
You
don't know.
are, I think.
So, up next is Lori. She would be a character. So Lori is definitely a character.
Absolutely. She is a character, a good character.
Yes.
Absolutely. We love Lori.
I feel
Something
like
with running,
I
because
do.
she runs like every day, every weekend in a race. So it's got to be a running character.
Right?
Right.
I was
Sure.
immediately thinking of Judy Hopps from Zootopia.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
I think that'd be good for Jodie or for
Right.
Lori.
Right?
Yeah.
I just decided who her Disney spirit animal was. I
So-
hope that was okay, Lori.
So that's the last one on our list of our people. And I'm going to kind of put you guys all on the spot here for something you are
Oh,
completely not
no.
prepared for.
Okay.
So as we're reading through this, it just kind of popped into my head. So we heard all of our stories of what we want to be. We got John Crawl, what he want to be. I think we all need to try to come up with what should Gene be, since Gene's not here to defend himself or give his
And
thing.
he doesn't even know what all the jobs are at Disney.
Correct.
He doesn't
would
even know how to
absolutely
spell his
agree.
name most days.
So for me, I would think Gene should be the butterfly wrangler. So he's in charge of setting up the butterfly tent for the Festival of the Arts or for the Festival of or Flower and Garden. And then he can just leave
Or
it up.
as he calls it, the Lawn and Garden Festival.
Right. And he can just leave the tent up all year. And his job is to go around and collect the butterflies and then put them into the butterfly tent.
That's a great
Jeff,
job.
I'm going to piggyback on your idea, and I think he should be Pooh standing on the little hill
Oh, there
with
you
his
go.
net trying to catch butterflies.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm glad
And
you
you'll catch
clarified
them
the
and bring 'em over
character,
there.
not the other.
As in Winnie the.
Yes, as in, thank you for that, Jody. There's a lot of stuff going on right now with the trial and everything. So we want to keep it, when I say Pooh, I mean Winnie the Pooh and not the, other kind. Not the Amber. All right, so you need to really take that out before she sues us. She's on a suing spree. So you take that out.
We'll see what we can do on that one.
No, that's funny.
All right,
See
Judy,
what
what do you
Jeff
think
did?
Gene should
He
do?
brought it way down. Way down.
All right, Jody, what do you think Gene should do?
Oh, I'm gonna this is lame because I can't. You put me on a spot, and I didn't have time to think of it. So I'm gonna say something at French Quarter, even though I know he doesn't live in New Orleans, but I don't know, something Louisiana-ish, because he's gonna run a crawfish boiler. He's gonna teach people how to fish in the Saskagoola River or something. So that's best I can come up with right now. So I'm not good on the spot.
All I am picturing is Gene in like crop
overalls.
jeans
Yeah.
with his, stick
pole.
fishing pole.
Cane pole in the river.
We just poorly stereotyped
He'll
Gene.
be standing out there with those waders on, and
Yeah.
he'll have them on the end of the hook. And when a kid try to grab it, he'll be like, "Oh, you almost had it. You got to be quicker than that."
Here it is.
Do you have any good ideas for Gene, Kevin?
So maybe a couple. So probably do fishing tours in the Bay Lake area. I could see him doing that and teaching kids about all the nice things in life, and maybe being a dapper Dan. I could see him doing that
Oh, with his spats.
with his spats and his
Wears
stripes.
spats
And,
so bad.
yeah, I
That
think he'd be a
one's
good dapper Dan.
He would be a good Dapper Dan.
We'll have him
Dapper
audition on the next episode. Have him sing a few bars.
He does occasionally sing on the podcast.
I know, he
He
did.
right?
does. He does.
This is perfect.
What about you?
I was going to say something in Galaxy's Edge because, Gene and his Disney knowledge it's a little scant. Notice my word. But his Star Wars knowledge is vastly amazing. So, but I was sitting here trying to think, is there something in particular at Star Wars that I feel he would be like spectacular at? I don't know. I guess maybe walking around as a stormtrooper. I don't know. That's a lame answer.
He's kind of
But
short.
it has to be Galaxy's Edge. That's his home. So that's all I got.
All right.
My other option was a monorail driver because you never have to see him or hear him.
He would go crazy. He needs people to talk to. If he's up there in that outfit, he'll be in the back talking to somebody, and somebody be like, "Who's driving?" He'll never miss another show if he knows that's what we do when he's not here.
Right?
He'll always be on till he can defend himself.
We're bullying him into
Exactly.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guess what time it is?
The end?
No.
Oh.
Quacking up with the ducks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your favorite part of the show.
No, I didn't even say what's my favorite part of the show.
I just assumed the end.
It is my favorite part of the show, though. Are we ready with our jokes? All right. Kevin was the first to shake his head yes. So, Kevin, start us off.
Okay, so in our news story, we talked about Doctor Strange coming out. Lots of advertising going on with that. Really exciting movie coming out. Something I don't really get. Marvel doesn't advertise the Hulk very much ever at all. I just don't get it. I mean, he's basically one big banner.
That's great.
I like that one.
Good.
All right, I'll go next. So when Carly and I first got married, we did some traveling and we stayed at a bed and breakfast in France for a while, and it was haunted. And we had to leave after the first night because this place was really giving me the crepes.
That was so awful. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll save you because I have a really bad one too. What are a hyena's favorite cookies? Snickerdoodles.
That's actually pretty good. That is good.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Snickerdoodle. I was over here thinking, what could it be?
All right, Lonnie, what you got?
I was thinking about this and what's all going on. We talked about it, Pirates of the Caribbean, all that good stuff. Why are pirates so angry?
I don't know.
They just are.
The face was even better. If you're listening to us on the podcast, head over to YouTube. You've got to see it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Jody, you got a joke ready for us?
Well, I do if you're not going to guess it this time, Carly.
Okay. I accidentally guessed last time.
Okay, so Carly, zip it. Don't guess it. All right. Knock, knock.
Who's
there?
Who's there?
Colin.
Colin who?
Colin.
Just Colin to tell you another joke. That's great.
We went from one live listener to none. We did it.
It's probably Gene. He heard you guys talking about it. He's like,
his ears were burning.
He's gonna send his resignation letter tomorrow.
We've already had it typed up for him.
Just sign it.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody listening today for the show. Hope this kind of gives you something to sit and think about on your ride to work or while you're sitting to work or your long runs about some of the future jobs. And maybe you guys have some other ideas. If you have some other ideas, feel free to drop it off in the comments and let us know if you come up with something we didn't think about or other listeners didn't think about. The comments, you can find us on our YouTube channel is at Disney with the Ducks. You can also find us on Facebook at Disney with the Ducks, at Disney with the Ducks on Instagram, on Twitter, which is at the Disney with the D1.
Yes.
Is that all
Please
of them?
like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Spread the word. And also, if you would, please go to your podcast catcher of choice and leave us a 5-star review. It helps us move up in the ratings and gets us, 5 stars. Super recommend. These people are great. It moves us up in the rankings and helps people find our podcast. So we would appreciate that.
And just remember, coming up here in the end of June, we're going to be starting our weekly series for people who are training for Marathon Week in 2023. The Release the Quacken episodes, we've had a few of those come up over the last few weeks. So, but they'll be consistently coming every week into your feed, probably on Monday mornings once we start getting into marathon training. So we'll have that come up as well.
But I promise not to let any of them show up sweaty and gross.
We make no
Just saying.
promises.
I make promises.
Yeah.
I regret nothing. Nothing.
So, all right, guys. Anything else for the go of the order from anybody? All right.
I'm surprised nobody wants to be a tumble monkey.
Aw. I've never seen that show.
I would hurt something very badly. One day a tumble monkey and you'd be hauling me off to the emergency room.
Your story. But then you could use Liz Hansen or the PT person on group. We've got you covered.
That is true.
Medically covered.
That is true. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for listening and have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Ronnie.
Channeling your inner crawl.
Yeah. Tell theirs at the beginning, and then as we go down through, we can skip around.
You don't want to bear the lead?
Huh? No.
All right.
Why do you have to make up terms?
It's not,
No,
Bury the lead.
it's not making up a term.
You're making up things.
Are you drunk?
No, you're making up things.
She's hungry.
She
Give her a
had her
snicker.
coffee and her mimosa. Remember that morning? Oof.
Give me a snicker.
We all know Carly.
Orange juice.
I know.
Hangry Carly is not a happy Carly. I don't know.
I mean, I would have thrown some coins at her if that wasn't rude.
I don't think she would want any coins from any of us running on marathon weekend. So at that
No.
point in time, by the time we
No.
reached 4,
Especially
You dig out those coins.
the boardwalk.
She's like, no.
keep your money. Keep your money.
Take that
That's
part
nasty.
out. I didn't know what it said. Making it hail. Oh. Nike.
I love the smell of sugar in the morning. That's what I do.
Oh.